going on, guys and ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. If you're already subscribed, welcome back. So today I'm going to bring you a really funny cartoon that I think it was in the 2000s or it could have been in the late 90s. I don't remember. I have to look that up. Uh, this is called Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Now, I don't know about you, man, but like when you have like a silly cartoon like this, even when I was drawing, I was like, man, this is the most silliest thing I ever drew in my life, next to Dr. Seuss. So maybe they got their inspiration from Dr. Seuss. I don't know, but this is like if you're trying to draw, I don't even recommend this because it's like you could draw a circle with an eye and that's it, and you still wouldn't be wrong because that's an imaginary friend. It doesn't matter what it looks like. This is not a really good thing to learn how to draw because you're not. I mean, it depends if you're doing abstract. Then if you're doing abstract art, this is probably really good for you to draw. But what I'm trying to say is like the anatomy on these characters is all off, all whack. Like I said, this is like I do a lot of cartoons, and even this to me is like it's ridiculous, but it's fun. I enjoy drawing this piece. I probably will never ever draw Foster's again. It's very simple. It's like I said, man. You could draw a square and say this is my imaginary friend, and you wouldn't be wrong. So this was even the anatomy on the humans. You'll see it's off. So you could just see that they were just playing around, and the creators were just like, hey, this is what we're gonna put out, and then they decided to make it a really funny cartoon, and because it was funny, the simple drawings and people really didn't matter. I know it didn't matter to me when I was watching it, and still now, if I watch it, I know the anatomy is off, but it's still pretty funny. If it didn't have that funny aspect, it would be. I would put it up there with Amazing. Was it Amazing World of Gumball? Uh, really, really simple, not really hard to draw, not at all. But I still wouldn't recommend this if you're trying to learn how to draw because, like I said, the anatomy is all off, and if you get used to drawing it like this, then it's like a Picasso piece. Picasso was always good at like drawing. Like if he looked at a guitar, he would interpret that and draw it in a way where you're like, oh yeah, that's definitely a Picasso piece. You know, and you would know it's a guitar, but it's still a Picasso piece. All right, let's get into this. So Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, man. I mean, that takes me back. But I mean, like when you're a kid and you're watching cartoons or you're reading comics or you're drawing, you know, your mind, your mind wanders. So I mean, like if you have an imagination, of course you're going to think of like I'm not saying like imaginary friends where you're talking to the damn, talking to like your imaginary friend, but what I'm saying is like when you're playing or something like that, you might imagine that they might have superpowers. Like let's say you're playing with a toy and maybe you substitute that toy for another toy you couldn't afford. So you're like pretending that that's something else. You know what I'm saying? Like I mean I don't know how to explain like how like your imagination works. Like I don't want to say like, everybody has an imaginary friend and they talk to that imaginary friend, cuz no I know a lot of people that when they become creators and they draw or they read comics, they come up with, especially me, you come up with characters and you're drawing characters and that's imaginary. That may not be like an imaginary friend we were talking to him, but I mean like you're imagining what that uh, creature or being or person would look like if it had powers, if it was from another dimension, if it was an alien. So I mean, the this cartoon was so funny because it's because you'd have the sister, the brother, you'd have the grandma, and then you'd have the other little girl and maybe some other kids and or adults. And I think the way it works is like if you can see them, then I guess that you're a big kid at heart. I guess that's how it is, in retrospective. But I don't know, man. Like I never did not like the show. I couldn't say that I didn't like the show at all. It was really good. Of course I liked it. I drew it. But to be honest with you, it was different. And I don't know what to say about it. It's just funny. I think it's at the end of the day, it's for comic relief, and it's like I guess I could say that when they drew this, maybe maybe their mind was wandering, and they're like, hey, this would be a great concept. But that's how all these shows are made. Somebody just thinks you're imagining or just pops in your head, and boom, all of a sudden you're done. And I think that if you didn't see Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends yet, I think you should definitely give it a check out. At least one episode. I think one episode's like, I don't know, like 20 minutes or 15 minutes or something like that. And, in my opinion, you should at least watch one episode just to see what it's about. But it's not for everyone. I'll tell you that right now. But we do a lot of throwbacks on the channel. So that's why I drew it, because, I was thinking about, what was one of my funniest cartoons that I used to watch. And that was like one of them. So Blue is definitely, he's definitely up there with craziness. So, and then Red, I think that's his name, Red. He was going out of his mind. And, I think you should just at least watch one episode. Enough talking. I hope you enjoy the video. Let me know what you think about it down in the comments down below. And if you have any other requests or recommendations, also put it down in the comments down below. Thank you.
I can't forget the day we met. Your eyes so blue, me piercing through. I can't forget the day we met. Your smile so bright, it made me swoon. Our love is like a summer's day, hot and endless in a magic way. Whenever I see you, all I can think is my summer love. Been waiting for you, my love. My summer love. Been waiting for you, my love. I can't forget the day we met. You looked so fly in your red Corvette. Your hair, your look, your everything. When I see it all, I knew that you were mine. I'm in love with your hair, your lips, your silhouette in the moonlight shine. With my love you won't ever be alone. My summer love, been waiting for you, my love. Completely a fool, been waiting for you, my love. Head over heels, I'm blinded by what I feel. My love is forever yours. You have my heart, you have my soul. You have my whole, you have my control. Love me tender, love me sweet. With you I know that I'm complete. I'm in love with the summer's day. For you I'd give my life away. Never leave me, never let me go. My summer love, been waiting for you, my love. My summer love, been waiting for you, my love. My love is forever yours. Forever yours. My love is forever yours.
So this is the finished product of Foster's Imaginary Home of Friends. Now, as you can see, like you could just see like Adventure Time, Amazing Balls of Gum. What was that? Amazing Gumball, Amazing World of Gumball. I mean, it's just you see a lot of Dexter's Laboratory in this, but I think this one came before that, or it came around the same time, or it came after. I don't remember. Powerpuff Girls. Just to name some of them. That this is kind of just like that. I might do another picture of this, but I might do it in a Marvel format, just so how it would look if it was done where maybe he's more muscular and he's more into the anatomy would be more into like a what is that, a yak? I don't know. It looks like a yak or buffalo, or I don't know. We'll figure it out. But we might redraw this in a Marvel style. Yeah, you see how the heads are like blocks? I feel like that's Legos. I don't know. All right, well, the cartoon, from what I remember, was funny. I watched one episode before I started drawing it just to get a couple references of what the characters would look like and all that. And I tell you what, it is funny. It is funny. And I think it all comes from this little guy, Blue. Blue, and I think his name is Red. I don't remember his name. I think that's Gordo. And this is the mayor. And Coco. And yeah, that's it. That's all I can remember. All right. I hope you enjoyed the video. We do a lot of throwbacks on this channel. So, like I was saying before, man, like if you have any throwbacks of what you want me to do, like Dexter's Laboratory, Powerpuff Girls, it's just anything, And we're gonna go back into the comics too, man. I still want to draw the Hulk transforming into, Banner turning into the Hulk. There's so much that we could touch up on. So let me know down in the comments what you would like to see, and we'll get into it. Thanks.